Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me the truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you, Akim Malkwalt, out there pursuing the truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson, all right? And this is today's, this week's, all right, edition of Judgment Report, all right? The Judgment Report. I believe it's been a full 7 days. Let me see when the last Judgment Report was. Let me see. Bear with me. I know it's on my other channel. It's been, officially a full 7 days. We're actually on the week schedule this time, all right? Because sometimes there's, not necessarily all the stuff that we want to get. But this past week, man, hey, there's been a ton of stuff go down, all right? A ton of judgment rolling out, all right? Thus, an early judgment report. No, well, not really early, but an on-schedule weekly judgment report, all right? So the first scripture we're going to grab is, we're going to grab Matthew 24 and 12 right off the bat, all right? Because, we're seeing a lot more cases of judgment, all right? With more shootings, all right? More events going down, more murders, all right? Regardless if there's shootings or not, we're seeing it, because in these days, man, the love of many is waxing cold. People are getting ruthless out here. They don't care about you, all right? And this is in Matthew 24, the disciples were asking Yahushai, all right, what's the signs of his coming going to be? And he gives us a list. All right, it gives us a list of things that'll be happening in the end days or coming up and leading up into the end days. All right. Now the point in the scripture we're grabbing for the judgment report today is in Matthew 24 and verse 12. All right, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Okay, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So one of the first things we're gonna do. All right, now we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna go into the blue letter Bible. All right, I'm gonna grab Matthew 24. We're gonna scroll down to verse 12. All right, and we're gonna get the definition of iniquity. All right, here it is, iniquity. Same scripture. All right, it goes back to this word right here.
Strong's G 458. Anamia.
All right, so anamia, what does it mean? It says the King James translates Strong's G 458 in the following manner: iniquity, unrighteousness, transgress the law, transgression of the law. It says the condition of without law, because ignorant of it, because of violating it, contempt and violation of law, iniquity, wickedness. So not only is it just transgression of the law, it's also wickedness in general, because not all nations are able to commit not all nations are able to transgress the law because the law was not given to them, but all nations are capable of wickedness, as most of them are currently doing. Well, all of them, all the nations are wicked, and a lot of our people are as well. So that's Matthew 24 and 12. That's what we wanted to start off with. All right, now right off the bat, all right, we got a couple occurrences, a couple shootings. All right, 2. All right, well, technically 3. We'll actually get all those 3. We'll get those 3 first. All right, so we're gonna get this one first. This is the big news. Most of you brothers have heard about it by now. At least, my brothers and sisters as well. It says at least 9 dead, including gunmen in shooting at a Texas mall. It says a police officer on an unrelated assignment nearby rushed towards the sounds of gunfire and killed the gunman. Okay, let's go ahead and play this video. It's 1 minute long. Let's go ahead and see what it says.
Our rescue task force teams found 7 deceased individuals on scene. We transported 9 individuals to the hospital, to area trauma facilities. Of those that we transported, 2 have since died.
Out of nowhere, heard about like 10 pops go off, and I look at the customer next to me. I was like, was that gunshots? And he's like, no, it's probably just construction or something. And then like heard 10, 15 more shots go off. And so I ran to the front of the store and we're like, no, that's shooting. And we see the guy. Never thought we would be involved and watch something like that happen. It's messed up.
There you go. There you go. And then look what's up next. It says, up next, look at that thing. Footage shows pilots spotting unknown something or other. It's, you know, it's speaking of a chariot. So hey man, call all Yahweh Shem Shai. These are the times. These are the times. It says shoppers evacuated an outlet mall in Allen, Texas, where a gunman killed 8 people before a police officer fatally shot him. The gunman opened fire on a crowded mall outside Dallas on Saturday, killing at least 8 people and injuring at least 7 before a police officer killed him. The authorities said, turning a busy afternoon of shopping into a chaotic and tragic scene. At the news conference Saturday night, Brian E. Harvey, the chief of police in Allen, Texas, did not identify the gunman, but said the person acted alone. The federal law enforcement official on Sunday identified the gunman as Mauricio Garcia, 33. Oh, so wow, look at that. An Israelite doing some wickedness. All right, but hey, you know, the spirit of judgment was put on him through the Lord, but he's not guilt-free either. It says the gunman may have espoused white supremacy ideology. Espoused. What does this mean? Adopted white supremacy ideology, according to 2 law enforcement officials, but it was not yet known if the shooting was an act of domestic terrorism. His name's Mauricio Garcia. Is this guy not a Jake then? Let me see. Not sure. Not sure, but maybe not. Maybe he's, you know, I don't know. Who knows? Strange. Maybe he had a white father and a Mexican mom or something, and she named him, you know, some. I don't know how this works. Who knows? And the dad just happened to, you know, take the wife's name. Who knows? It says Chief Harvey said that during the shooting, a police officer who was on unrelated assignment at the mall heard gunfire, rushed toward it, and killed the gunman. Said a spokesperson for medical health care, which was treating several victims at the trauma facility, said the ages of the injured ranged from 5 to 61. Shows, and again, showing you the Lord doesn't, you know, care what age you are or what gender you are. All right, doesn't care. Says the judgment says the gunfire erupted around 3:30 p.m. at the Allen Premium Outlets as throngs of shoppers filled the outdoor mall, which is about 25 miles north of Dallas and has more than 120 stores. Videos circulating on social media show people dashing for shelter or running through the parking lot as loud popping noises can be heard. Let's see if we can watch one of these videos. Let's see.
Oh my freaking Jesus.
Okay.
I'm freaking shaking right now. There is an active shooter at the fucking outlets in Allen.
Okay.
There's freaking people crying. Oh my god, this is fucking scary.
Yeah, I bet it is scary. If you don't, you know, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen to you? You could be next. Let's see. Let's see what we can get. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, so that's the beginning of the video, looks like. They probably already. Might not be so easy to find this one. Let me see. Yeah, they're banning everything. So that's interesting. I wonder if it's because it's gory, if it might be for some other reason. I wonder if they slipped up. Who knows, though? Who knows? All right. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden stuff on this, man. So I don't know, a little suspect, because sometimes you can find, you know, Reddit usually has some video, but I don't know. Let's see. We'll try for a little bit more. Let's see. Let's see. Nah, no, thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so let's see. I don't want to mess up the wife's TikTok feed with that, so anyway, we'll move on. All right, no video proof this time. All right, no video proof this time. There's only one video apparently out there right now that you can see, and it's that one with the popping outside. And then, so I don't know, could be a little fishy. Who knows? It says 7 people, including the gunman, were pronounced dead at the mall. Officials could account for at least 9 people who were transported to hospitals, but more victims may have been taken in private vehicles. The Allen Fire Chief Jonathan Boyd said 2 of those died later, 3 were in critical condition, and 4 in stable condition. It says a video circulating on social media appeared to show the gunman lying on the ground, clad in black and equipped with what appeared to be a tactical vest, multiple rounds of ammunition, and a long gun. Okay, we don't have to read more of this. All right, who knows? You know. Who knows what's going on with this situation? It could be real. It could be a false flag event. All right. It seems real to me, but every time they nuke the internet of videos, because they didn't used to do that as much. When you used to be able to find shit, you used to be able to find videos. It's hard. It's getting harder and harder to find those videos now. You could probably find them on some place like a Live Leak, but that would ensure the video get taken down. All right, from YouTube. So we don't read that. That's the same one because, of course, New York Times was trying to get me to buy a subscription, but I reloaded it and everything worked out, so we don't need that one. So at this time, we're going to go and grab 2 Timothy 3:1. Let's get it. Because, hey, man, we keep warning you that things are going to get worse and worse, but you don't believe it. And then what happens? Things get worse and worse. And then you think, oh, no, it's not that. It's not anything dealing with God or the Bible. It's just, guns. It's just the guns, It's just too many guns. Well, as we've said before, if you ban all the guns, which it looks like they're trying to do, if you ban all the guns, then guess what? Then there's going to be mass stabbings going around, all right? So you're not going to stop it, all right? If you ban all the knives, all right, people are going to go around and bash each other with rocks. And if you somehow manage to remove all the rocks, which you won't, people will choke each other to death with their bare hands, all right? So it's not a matter of the weapon. It's a matter of the perilous times that are coming, the end days, and the love of many waxing cold, and just people. Hey, man, the spirits of vengeance going out there, man. Spirits of vengeance. Bear with me while I grab a drink. So, 2 Timothy 3:1, it says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." Okay? We don't need to, we can read the rest of it, but the point is in verse 1. In verse 2 it says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, showing you how these people are going to be in the end days, without natural affection, being Mos, a Batiman. All right, it says truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. We have those. These are all things that are happening. Why? Because we're in the last days. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Now, like it says in verse 1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Well, we're in the last days. So what's going to happen? Perilous times. What is peril? What does perilous mean? Let's get perilous. It says, in the glossary, it says violent, dangerous, or hard. What does it say in the Oxford American Writer's Thesaurus? Perilous. It says dangerous, fraught with danger, hazardous, risky, unsafe, treacherous, precarious, vulnerable, uncertain, insecure, critical, desperate, exposed at risk, in jeopardy, in danger, touch and go, problematic, and difficult, all right, with highlighting fraught with danger and hazardous, risky, and unsafe. Let's get the second definition. It's over in the New Oxford American Dictionary. Perilous, adjective, full of danger or risk. All right, so in the last days, it's going to be full of danger. All right, you might get your head busted open with a whatever. All right, whatever type of round he was using. All right, who knows? A 5.56, 7.62. If he was using a long rifle, an AR. All right, so who knows? All right, some type of assault rifle, as they call them. So that's a pretty big caliber bullet, man. All right, or you might get hit with a 22. You might get hit with a 2x4 over your head, man. Doesn't always have to be a gun. All right, you might get stabbed with a kitchen knife. They might do you in like Scream. All right, so hey, man, this is why it's very important to repent and turn back to the Lord if you're an Israelite. All right, because you can only do that if you're an Israelite. All right, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, as well as the Israelites that don't necessarily look like a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. All right, there's white-looking Israelites, Asian-looking Israelites, all right, so on and so forth. It's not a skin color thing. It's a bloodline, lineage, seed line thing, okay? So, hey, man, if you're not coming to this truth, just know, hey, these things could happen to you, all right? We make these videos. The judgment report isn't for entertainment. The judgment report isn't for, for fun and games, all right? It's to show you to instill fear and say, hey, look, man, and it's for brothers to see. They can go and make lessons themselves, and for the sisters as well, brothers and sisters. It's like a horror movie to us, man. We watch it, and it keeps us on our guard to say, hey, yeah, we need to remember that we need to be walking a certain type of way, and be careful, because we're in very, 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 very dangerous times. All right. So moving on to, we're gonna actually go down and get We're going to continue on with this one, all right? We're going to get, this is from CNN, not in America, but this is in Serbia. It says, school shooting in Serbia leaves 8 children dead, all right? And it shows you that, in the end days, man, shit's bad. It's not just in Babylon. It's all over. And I remember actually looking this up on, I think I looked this up on Reddit, and people were getting downvoted. All right, they were getting dislikes. If you're not familiar with Reddit, they were getting dislikes because they're saying, basically, see, it's not just always America, and people were getting mad. All right, people were getting mad. All right, and basically, the gun guys came in and were saying, see, Serbia has pretty restricted gun laws, and they still managed to get a hold of a gun. All right, and it's not. It's in reality. It's, I'm one of those people. It could be because I was raised like that, but anybody with half a brain should be able to realize that the guns aren't really the ones killing people. All right, these left-wing people, not that we're right-wing, all right, I don't vote either side. I think it's both bullshit, all right? And we're not supposed to be voting regardless, but we might have, certain views that in the world, like, oh, that's a more conservative view, such as, not liking abortion and so on and so forth. But anybody with half a mind knows that guns don't kill anybody, all right? People kill people. That's how it goes, all right? And people will kill people with guns. People will kill people with knives. People will kill people with sticks, boards, pieces of metal, all right? Their bare hands, shoelaces, all right? Whatever they can get, all right? Whatever they can get, they will kill you. It doesn't matter if they have a gun or not. Sure, a gun streamlines that process a little bit, sure. But people, banning guns isn't going to stop murder. And I think that's a lot of people imagine, it's going to be you ban guns and no one's getting murdered anymore. And that's you'd be sorely mistaken to think like that. If you ban guns, there's still going to be murder. All right, look at how hard and difficult it is to get a gun in England. There's not a lot of mass shootings over in England now, is there? But you know what there is? A lot of stabbings, mass stabbings, 6, 7, 8 people getting stabbed. All right, a lot of them dying too. So hey, man, hey, it doesn't matter if you have a gun or not. Doesn't matter if you have a knife or not. These people, you know, it doesn't matter. All right, you can ban all those things, and they'll go back to killing you with bare hands and with rocks. All right, and sticks and stones. So let's read it. It says 8 children and a security guard were killed in a school shooting in the Serbian capital, Belgrade. After officials said another 6 children and a teacher were injured in the attack. It says a 13-year-old boy was arrested in the shooting. Officials said his mother and father were also arrested, according to Serbian officials. Authorities said the boy used his father's gun in the shooting. It says Serbia has some of the highest levels of gun ownership in the world, but mass shootings are extremely rare, and they have high levels of gun ownership. But I was reading about it, and apparently there's you know, and that's another thing. It shows you that there's also more stipulations to buy guns over there, I believe. But that shows you it's not just about guns, because it says Serbia has some of the highest level of gun ownership in the world, but mass shootings are extremely rare. Unlike Babylon, which has an extremely high amount of gun ownership, and mass shootings are extremely common. All right, so it's not about the guns; it's about Babylon, man. It's about Babylon. All right, Babylon's fucked up. All right, it has some of the worst shit. Not that anywhere else is free of, you know, their share of, you know, stuff like this. You can see there's a school shooting going down in Serbia as well. But there's more that happened in Babylon. Why? Because Babylon is a cesspool of just evil, man. All right, evil. All right, what we know about the Belgrade school shooting. It says a 13-year-old boy opened fire on his classmates at a school in the Serbian capital Belgrade Wednesday, killing at least 8 children. 1 boy and 7 girls, along with a security guard. I wonder if he was aiming for girls specifically. It says, while Serbia has high levels of gun ownership, mass shootings like these are rare. Here's what we know about Wednesday's shooting. How it happened. We're just going to read this, and then we're going to, you know, continue to move on. How it happened. After arriving early in the morning, Vladislav Ribnikar, a elementary school, a well-known institution in, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, an upscale area of Serbian capital, the teenage subject immediately pulled the pistol out of his bag and shot the school's security guard before he went on to take the lives of the 8 schoolmates and injuring 6 others and a teacher, Belgrade's police chief said. The suspect called the police. He left the classroom, went out into the schoolyard, releasing the magazine from his weapon, throwing it down the steps. Amilik said Wednesday, adding the suspect called the police himself and waited until he was arrested in the yard. About the suspect, the teenage suspect was a student at the school, authorities said. Possessions of weapons, says the suspect had 2 guns. Serbian Interior Minister, not going to pronounce that name, said at the news conference. It says the parent had several pieces of weapon and kept them locked up. What? Several weapons? All right, he had several weapons and kept them locked up. The safe had a code. Obviously, the kid had the code as soon as he managed to get a hold of those 2 guns and 3 frames full of magazines. 3 magazines full of 15 bullets each. Translation isn't so great. It says authorities said separately the boy had a 9mm pistol as well as a small caliber pistol in a bag, as well as 4 Molotov cocktails, and he didn't use them. I guess you know, the Lord, you know, basically made it to where, all right, that's enough, you're done, all right, and then he just sat down. That's it. So he ruined his life, this boy, all right. So and this the boy's not innocent either, all right, even though he had a spirit of vengeance put on him. The Lord wanted something terrible to happen to him as well. It says the suspect's father was arrested Wednesday. The higher public prosecutor's office in Belgrade said the mother was also arrested, according to the Serbian president, Aleksandar Vučić. And I don't understand why they arrest the parents. It doesn't really make any sense. You know, sure, you didn't lock it up. You had it locked up. He got the code, but you didn't really do any of it. I don't understand. The laws are weird. They do the same thing here in America. It says the 13-year-old suspect will not be held criminally responsible as he has not reached the age of 14. The prosecutor's office said, adding that this aligns with Serbia's law on juvenile offenders. So basically, they're going to arrest the parents, but the guy that actually did all the murdering is free to go. That shows you that this world's justice system is fucking retarded. All right? So here you go. You didn't hide your gun good enough, and your kid got a hold of it. All right? And, you know, and he went and murdered people. Now, that he's free because he's not, and he's 13 years old. All right? He's 13 years old. All right? That's a full man. He should be put to death. All right? Really, that's how it should go. He should be put to death. But, you know, this world doesn't work off of biblical law, of course. All Okay, so he's an adult. He knows what he was doing. All right, but there's he's just a baby. You know, until he's 14. So if you're in Serbia, you can go, you know, grape a whole bunch of people, chop the heads off of people, and bash their faces with a fucking hammer until their brains are squeezing out their ears. All right, and go and, you know, chainsaw someone's fucking intestines out. You're fine though. You're fine. You can go home and play video games that day. Fucking dumb. Heathen nations are fucking dumb, and so is all these nations are just dumb, man. These heathens, no amount of brain in them. All right, so you know, and these people, none of these people that are dying in these incidences are innocent. All right, whoever perished being innocent, right, as the scriptures say. All right, but we're gonna grab a different one because we grab that quite frequently. We're gonna actually go and grab Galatians 6 and 7. Let's get it. Galatians 6, verse 7 says, "Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked." Here we go. It says, "For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." All right, we use this for mockery, but this can be used in a multitude of ways. All right, as it says, "For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." So if you're planting wickedness, you're going to get wickedness back. All right, if you're being a moe, all right, if you're a man with a man, a woman with a woman, all right, you're a man you like to get with little boys, or a man that likes to get with, you know, little girls, all right, or a girl that likes to get with, you know, little boys or little girls, all right, so on and so forth. All right, or you're a drug addict, all right, you're a witch, all right, you're doing all this wickedness, you're putting wickedness out there, all right, or you're doing abortions, all right, you're offering and sacrificing to idols, or you're in the church. Guess what? All that wickedness that you're sowing, guess what? You're gonna reap it back, all right, through incidences like getting into car accidents and dying, or getting into a mass shooting situation, all right, or getting into, you know, multiple different situations that you could be involved in. Bear with me one moment. There we go. So, you know, there's multiple different situations that hey, if you're not in this truth, you know, that you can get involved in. All right? You don't see any brothers or sisters that are in this truth being involved in any of these events, man. All right? That's not something you hear. But many people of the world get involved in these events. So, hey, you know, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. All right, so if you're planting in evil, and sowing is, you know, when you're planting seed. So if you're planting evil, what are you going to get back? Evil. If you're planting good, what are you going to get back? Good. All right, so what else do we have to get? Let's see. Let's grab one more scripture. Let's get Psalms 9 and 16. Psalms 9 and 16, it says, "The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands." Higgion Selah. Just as we've read, what you reap, you sow. It's the same thing. All right? The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. You put that wickedness out there. Hey, now you're getting that wickedness back. All right? And the Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. You got to realize all throughout the Bible, multiple occurrences of judgment. Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, the flood. All right, what was going down with you know, all the plagues that were brought upon Egypt. All right, what happened to you know, old Idumea. All right, what happened to, you know, multiple occurrences. You know, but for some reason, all right, these Christians, all right, have somehow lost the ability to be able to comprehend that the Lord is a being of judgment. All right, he's very angry. All right, very fierce. All right, he's loving to his people, but you can't get rid of one side of him. All right, these Christians have made him one-sided. All right, they've made the Father and the Son both very one-sided. It's all about love. No, it's not always about love. All right, they also can be filled with very fierce anger. All right, and Yahushua is coming back with anger. All right, and there's multiple occurrences of the Lord or Yahweh being filled with anger. So, you know, they throw those occurrences away, and they say that, you know, the Father and the Son, all right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they don't use the name Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they use the name God and Jesus Christ, that they're loving beings. All right, yeah, maybe God and Jesus Christ are, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not. All right, they're very loving, yes, but they also have a very terrible side to them as well. All right, So let's go and get, here's another one. As we talked about accidents, you know, car accidents, you know, there's multiple, you can get into a car accident, you could burn alive, all right, someone could sneak in your house and stab you, all right, you could be part of a mass shooting event, all right, you could be involved in a flood, you can be involved in a hurricane, you could be involved in an earthquake or a tornado, all right, you could be involved in, you know, getting crushed to death, a rock falls out of nowhere and hits you, all right, you might get struck by lightning. There's so many different ways, all right, that you could die, all right, that you could be judged, okay? And if you're not doing the right thing, man. If you're not doing the right thing, all right. If you're not in this truth, you're not walking in this truth. Hey, man, it's open game. So 8 killed after car plows into 18 pedestrians in Brownsville, Texas. More happening in Texas, man. A lot of stuff going down in Texas. It says alleged driver charged. Now I guess this is him. His name's George Alvarez. You can see him right there. So let's see. It says driver faces charges in deadly Texas bus crash. Police say George Alvarez, 34, ran a red light before jumping the curb and plowing into 18 people, killing 8. Let's go ahead and it says the driver's facing manslaughter charges after he allegedly plowed his car into 18 pedestrians in Brownsville, Texas bus stop, killing 8 and injuring 10 others. Let's go ahead and watch what's going down. Yeah, it's an ABC that doesn't load, right? Yeah. Anyway, continue on. It says the crash occurred at 8:29 a.m. Sunday near Ozanam Center. According to Brownsville police, some of the victims struck by the gray Range Rover were migrants under the care of Border Patrol. According to Brownsville police spokesman Martin Sandoval, some were from Venezuela and all of the victims were males. Brownsville Police Chief Felix Sauceda said. It says the SUV ran a red light, lost control, and flipped on its side, Sauceda said at a news conference Monday. So this guy didn't even necessarily, mean to kill these people necessarily, but it still happened. All right, the Lord wanted those people out. Said the driver, 34-year-old George Alvarez, allegedly tried to flee the scene, but was stopped by others, the chief said. All right, here's his rap. He looks pitiful in that photo. God damn, man. All right. Here's his criminal history. 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 1 assault against elderly or disabled, 4 assault causing bodily harm to a family member, 4 assault causing bodily injury to a family member, 1 assault of public servant, 2 burglary of a vehicle, 1 assault causing bodily injury, 2 criminal mischief, 1 driving while intoxicated, 1 evading arrest detention, 1 interfering with public duties, 1 obstruction of retaliation, 1 possession of marijuana, 2 ounces, resisting arrest, search, or 3 resisting arrest, search, or transport, 1 theft of property, 50 to 500. I don't know what that's necessarily means. So there you go. He's got a rap. All right. So in general, a piece of shit himself. So hey, that's how it is. Sorry if you don't like the way we said it, but hey, this isn't no stand-up guy. All right. It says Alvarez, who has an extensive rap sheet, is in custody on charges, including 8 counts of manslaughter, Sauceda said. Alvarez appeared in court Monday. Bond was set at a total of $3.6 million. All right, there you go. All right, continuing on. We got 7 bodies, including 2 believed to be missing teens found in Oklahoma, according to the sheriff. All right, we got 7 bodies, including 2 that investigators believe to belong to 2 missing teen girls were found Monday afternoon at an Oklahoma residence of a man. These are teenage girls, right? And depending on the age, adults. It says, I see 14 and 16 down there, so these are adult women, not teens. It says, at an Oklahoma residence of a man who authorities were seeking, and the teen's disappearance, officials said. Bodies were found at a property in Henrietta, a city about 90 miles from Oklahoma City, authorities said. Earlier Monday, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol issued an endangered missing advisory for the 2 girls, 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer, as well as Jesse L. McFadden, 39, registered sex offender. 2 teens were last seen early Monday in Henrietta, and they could have been traveling with McFadden, the advisory said. Okmulgee County Sheriff Eddie Rice said he couldn't immediately identify the 7 bodies, but when asked if authorities are no longer looking for the missing girls and McFadden, Rice said, "We believe that we have found our persons. We're just waiting for a confirmation." So there you go, man. Hey, you know, and where was the rest? Here we go. It says we'll just finish it up. It says no suspect is on the loose or being sought. An Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation spokesman said there's no suspect or large that we're looking for right at this moment. Beirut spokesperson Gerald Davidson told reporters Monday, so there is no threat to the community. Rice added, the families of the girls have been notified. The 7 bodies were at a property where McFadden lived, Rice told the Tulsa World newspaper, on the same address listed for McFadden and the Oklahoma Sex Offender Registry. The bodies were found not in the residence, but just on the property. Who knows if he built a little, a little kill, torture, shed or something. Who knows how that works. But hey, man, shows you the Lord's not, he doesn't care about what age you are. We're going to get one more, and then we're going to jump and get all the scriptures, so we don't have to jump back to this, because this isn't really too much, all right? We want to touch on this as well. Former WWE star Sarah Lee, 30, died by suicide. Texas medical examiner ruins. All right, so she was her own, judgment at her own hands, man. There you go. And I don't even know if I guess it's a woman. Who knows these days? It could be a man. Sarah lived for 30 years, and she lived a lot of beautiful moments in those 30 years. Her death was a very short chapter in a very beautiful life. All right, that's it. That's all you got. All right, but there she is, man. Crazy. All right. So it said, they found as pro wrestler Sarah Lee's death has been ruled as a suicide. Texas medical examiner said Friday, finding that the 30-year-old had ingested a fatal cocktail of alcohol and drugs. There you go. All right, so let's get the scriptures, man. Let's get Ezekiel 9, verse 4. Speaking of the elect and those who are not of the elect. All right. So this, talks about, the spiritual mark that was set upon well, we'll start from 3. All right. It says verse 3. So let me get it so you can see. Ezekiel 9 verse 3. It says, and the glory of the Most High of Israel was gone up from the cherub whereupon he was to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And this is, a physical description of the Holy Spirit. All right. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city to the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Now this is a spiritual mark. All right. You didn't actually take a paintbrush and mark the heads of the elect. No, it was a spiritual mark. And it says, and to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city. So he's going to go and mark, these people for exemption. All right, exempt from judgment. All right, be marked as the elect. All right, but you guys are going to go and follow after him. What are they going to do? It says, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. See, he doesn't care if it's a little child as well. It says, and women. All right, what about the women and children? Them too, they're going to get it as well. It says, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men who were before the house. And he said unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth. And they went forth and slew in the city. All right, so that's the other thing. It started with the people that were claiming, to be the Lord's men. All right. So let's get Ecclesiasticus. Let's get Sirach, as it's called. It's going to be in the Apocrypha if you're following along. 39 and 28. 39 verse 28. Let's read it. It says, and there's more of this, all right, but the point we're grabbing is through 28 through 30, just through 30 is what we're going to grab. All right, so 28, Sirach 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. All right, what does vengeance mean? We must understand this. Vengeance, revenge, avengement, retribution. All right, what else do we got? Punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or wrong. All right, so there be spirits that are created for vengeance. All right, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. And the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right, and Yahweh, is known as, the what's the word? If I can, the creator of all spirits. All right, the creator of all spirits. So he created all the spirits. So whose wrath are they appeasing? That should answer that question should answer itself. All right, they're appeasing the wrath of the Most High. It says fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. What? Fire and hail, famine and death, all those things were created for what? For vengeance. Not for good things. Those were created for bad things. All right, for vengeance. It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword. The modern day sword is the gun, punishing the wicked to destruction. There you go. There you go. So, and we go up. We should have got from verse 27, because in Sirach 39 verse 27 it says, all these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. So there's good things made for the godly, the righteous, but there's bad things made for sinners, man. And this is all at the hands of the Lord. Okay, this isn't where we go. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. 1 minute. This isn't, this isn't, this Christianity stuff where, Satan's, not working with, because Satan is working with the Lord. This isn't Christianity where Satan's trying to work one over on the Lord constantly and try, oh, look what I did, Lord, ha, you couldn't get me, oh, no. All right, like the Lord doesn't have control or something. All right, that's how these Christians view it, but that's not how it is at all. All right, and and the Lord's really the one doing this. All right, because it's not Satan deciding these things. The Lord is the one that allows these things and decides these things to go. All right, everything. All right, if someone's born, all right, if someone dies, if someone's rich, if someone's poor, if someone's doing this or someone's doing that. All right, so on and so forth. Everything comes from the Lord. All right, everything. Deuteronomy 32 and 39 says, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me." All right, no one's helping. All right, Allah's not helping him. All right, Buddha's not helping him. Why? Because they don't exist. All right, it's just the Lord. It's just the Lord. All right, it says, "And there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Which means, if the Lord has something against you, guess what? There's no one that's going to be able to help you out of that situation either. Man, that's your death warrant right there. All right, that's a warrant for death. All right, and there's no way you can get out of that. All right, not if the Lord wants you dead. There's no way you're going to get out of it. All right, the only way to change that would be to get on the Lord's good side. All right, and that's everything's all predetermined. All right, and predestined. All right, as well as the elect. All right, the elect are predestinated as well. So are the 2/3 are already pre-chosen. Everything is already played out. It's just, hey, what's your part, man? How's it gonna go? We have the illusion of free will, but we don't really have it. So hey, man, just know that the Lord's the one doing these things. So hey, get in good with the Lord. All right, while you can. All right, because there's no time to be messing around. All right, in these end days. Or you're gonna end up in a Texas event. All right, or a where was that? The supermarket event, I believe, which was also in Texas. I believe. A lot of events going down in Texas lately. So Job 19 and 29. Let's get it. And these are to serve as what was it? 29, 19 and 29. These are to, these should, like I said at the beginning, these are like a horror movie to us. All right, you watch them, it's like, ooh, man, I wouldn't want no part of that. All right, and it makes sure, it's reassurance to keep us walking and in the way we're walking. All right, saying, yeah, I don't want anything to do with going back into that world, man, or falling out of this truth. Not that you have a choice, but it makes you think like that. Like, hey, man, I'm sure glad that I'm in this truth. I'm sure glad that I'm in this truth and I can call upon you, how about Shemiah Shai, man, because it's terrible, terrible times right now. All right, that's how it should make you feel. All right, Job 19 and 29. "Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment." All right, and there is a judgment. So, and you need to be watching how you walk, be circumspect. All right, we all need to get better with being circumspect. But hey, man, we're in terrible, terrible times. Terrible, terrible times. What time is it? 1:49. Man, time just blew by. Jeez. All right, Luke 21 and 36. Let's get there. 29 and 36? 21 and 36. So, hey, man, and get in right with the Lord, man, while you can. All right, and hey, and pray. If you're in this truth, hey, you know, this is a great thing. We watch these videos and we're grateful, all right, that we're in the truth. All right, we thank Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that we're in this truth. All right, that he allowed us to, you know, wake up out of that gross darkness. All right, and hey, man, just not be in that. Be in the world. Look at this. Look what's happening to the people in the world. It's terrible, man. All right, so hey, but this is what we're instructed to do. This is instructed to do. This is what we are instructed to do. All right, Salakia. Luke 21 and 36, it says, Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be able... Let me restart. Luke 21 and 36, Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So, hey, man, you got to, you know, watch, be on your lookout, all right, praying constantly. So, and that's our main goal, is to be accounted worthy to escape, all right? That the Most High, you know, counts us worthy to escape and blesses us with election. All right, that's our one hope. That's what we're waiting for. All right, that's our main wish, is to be part of the elect and be amongst the Lord and to be on good terms with the Lord. All right, so and the people that the Lord, you know, does account worthy, what are they going to do? They're going to escape all the things that are coming to pass. All right, all this stuff that's going on now, and the stuff coming in the future. All right, through Jacob's trouble, they're going to go through a little tribulation. But hey, Lord willing, we're part of the elect. Everything's going to be all right. You know, the Lord's going to have our backs. All right, Lord willing. All right, and hey, Lord willing, we are part of the elect. Lord willing, I'm part of the elect, as well as you brothers and sisters that are diligently watching these lessons. All right, pursuing this truth. Okay, so hey, man, watch, pray. All right, hey, it's terrible times we're in. All right, so with that, we're gonna close out. That's been the judgment report. All right, for this month. All right, what is it? June? Not June. May. Not June yet. All right, still got a little bit. All right, May. So May 10th. And I put 22. It's supposed to be 23. All right, it's lucky. I didn't catch that at the beginning. I'm glad I caught it now. So yeah, man. So hey. May 10th, 2023, that's been, you know, this day's report, the judgment report. All right, so hey, man, be on your best behavior. All right, hey, watch, pray, okay? Hey, that you may be accounted worthy to escape, right? You don't want to be tossed up in any of this. All right, so with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing. Shalom.